For 20 years, our house has experienced a lot.
He's back! Are you kidding me?
Triumph, defeat, heartbreak, euphoria. It's been home to legends, and legends in the making. We've watched homegrown kids grow up here and welcome friends who became family.
The ballpark is in a frenzy!
Like our fans, this place has developed a reputation. And that's just the way we like it. In a city bursting at the seams with history, our house has had its fair share.
Howling drive, way out of here!
Grand slam, Victorino! The Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series!
But it's not time to harp on history.
It's time to make more history.
He's gonna just watch it go!
Our team story is not done.
Never say die, Tom.
It's barely been written.
Something's brewing with this team, John.
We're here for the long haul and the long ball.
That one is gonna be long gone!
It's been a fun 2 decades,
Son of a gun, I love this place.
but this is the only looking back we're doing
With a rainmaker!
because we're tired of knocking on the door. It's time to kick it down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another. Wow, that's not what I want to do. There we go. A little bit smaller. Welcome to another episode of Sorry in Advance. Today is going to probably be obviously a little bit of a shorter episode because life kind of getting in the way a little bit. Scott and Ryan had to kind of cancel on me a little bit short notice for personal stuff. Nothing bad. Everything's all right. But just couldn't make it tonight. So I just still wanted to get an episode in tonight just to kind of keep us a little bit consistent. So it's also kind of hard to sometimes get things going when we have to do this in the middle of a Flyers in the middle of a Phillies game. So I at least wanted to get something going for us. It's actually going into the bottom of the fourth right now. Phillies are up 4-3 against the Braves. Important series, early kind of series for me. So was this past series, which I will get into a little bit. Like I said, probably going to be a little bit on the shorter side of an episode. But if anybody hops on, anybody who has any topics they want to talk about, I am more than willing to talk about whatever. So going to hop right into this is the current standings for baseball. I don't know whether to say some surprises, some not, some not surprises. Something's changed a little bit here. Obviously, the Yankees and Detroit played earlier. The Detroit Tigers shut out the Yankees 5-0 earlier. Helped me win a little bit of money, so I'll take that. And Yankees should, I believe that they are still in first place, obviously, because everybody else is playing. Oh, actually, no, they are tied for first place at 6-5 currently with the Red Sox and Blue Jays. So that is obviously going to change because Toronto is currently playing the Red Sox. And they're winning 4-0. So if everything kind of stays the way it is, it looks like the Blue Jays are going to be solo in first place after a fresh signing of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to a $14 million contract extension, or 14, wow, a $500 million contract extension for 14 years. Good for him. I feel like one thing I want to say about that is I'm so glad for Toronto to be able to keep their guy. Toronto has just missed out on so many people that the effort is there. The effort has been there. They have tried to get Yamamoto. They tried to get Sasaki. They were in on Soto, I believe. It's not like the effort's not there. And if anything, I believe that probably really helped show Vlad that the team is serious, like that they want to they want to win. They are willing to spend money, obviously, that they have been going after people. And you know what? This could be a sign to other players too. This could be exactly what, Bryce Harper did for the Phillies to kind of put them back on the map is is that hey Donna, no, Scott and Ryan had to cancel short notice. Just life. That's all. But yeah, it's no big deal. Like I was saying earlier, I just kind of wanted to get an episode on tonight just to kind of keep us rolling. So but I think this could be like such a huge thing for Toronto, not only just for keeping Vlad, but again, to compare it to Bryce Harper signing with the Phillies, like that just shows that we were willing to spend money. We were willing to go after top free agents. Um, and this just shows that Toronto, obviously, they've been showing that they were willing to do it. And then to sign Vlad to this extension, to keep him, to have a top talent there, and as the face of your team, like they still could possibly sign Bo Bichette. I honestly don't know what their minor league system looks like, but it shows. I mean, they will go after people, and it's great. I didn't see any. There was no deferred money, too. Shocker, that there was no deferred money, especially in today's contracts. So I thought that was cool too. That was great, really, for the Blue Jays. I'm sure a lot of people might think it kind of sucks for the Phillies now because it was rumor going around, whether started by fans or media or whoever, just stating that like, oh, what if Harper goes back to right? We could go after Vlad. Him be our first baseman, and that could fix two birds, one stone with first base and right field. But I don't know. It could have happened if he didn't sign. Maybe that's the direction they went. I don't think so. Like Harper's finished second in Gold Glove his first full year there. Like he's getting better. Why would you need to now spend, another $500 million when you're already have a first baseman under contract for another 6 years? So good for the Blue Jays. The other thing too was, I picked the Royals to win the Central. But I mean, I picked the Tigers, I think, to have like the first or second wild card. I think what you're seeing right there is going to be, which it still is. They're 7-4. The Royals are 5-5 right now. The Royals are playing. I think that's going to be your top two for the American League Central. That's going to be who's battling it out. The Guardians are good. The Twins to me, they showed me, I don't know if it was the second or third game of the season when they were playing the White Sox and they were down like 9-0 in the third and they pulled Buxton and Correa. No problems. They just pulled them. I was like, to me, that just shows where the Twins are at. We'd rather save you and keep you healthy for a game that we're in. And I'm like, it was the third inning. I have personally seen the Phillies blow a 9-run lead, like in 2 innings, not with 6 innings remaining. Like that to me just showed me what the Twins are in for. And then now I look, you look at their record is 3-7. Yeah, that just kind of shows it. I know they were, and again, it's only 10 games into the season. I totally understand that, but to me, this was writings on the wall. I think we all picked the Rangers to win the West. The Yankees, I think I might have. I don't even remember who the hell I picked to win the division, if I'm being honest. I don't remember who I picked to win the AL East. I didn't. I know it wasn't. I think I might have picked the Orioles. I think because I just thought that they were going to come on strong with a good lineup. Pitching was going to be an issue, and now they just lost Zach Eflin for a little bit. They don't have a lot of arms. Like their pitching is going to really hurt them, or lack of pitching. Excuse me. But the West, I know we all picked the Rangers, and I know, man. Like I just Houston, I think was going to struggle. And I don't know. I don't see Houston. I know they're in third, but I think I picked them like to finish fourth. That's just me. I'll save the NL East for last. Obviously, the West. It's very funny seeing the Dodgers not in first place and us having a direct cause in that. The Padres are in first place, but that's really only because of games played. The Padres are 9-2, Giants are 8-2, and then the Dodgers are 9-3. The Dodgers just coming here and losing 2 out of 3. We broke their undefeated streak. I think that really, I saw the one video a bunch of people posted where it was, this guy in LA saying, "Oh, Philly fans are acting like they just won the World Series. We're going to the we're going to the White House today. This was yesterday. We're going to the White House today because we won the World Series last year. And I'm like, okay, like, well, you lost 6-4 to the Nationals yesterday, and we lost to the Nationals too, but we at least beat them in a series. And they're losing in the bottom of the sixth right now, 8-1 to the Nationals. So I don't want to hear anything. Like, we're not allowed to cheer when we beat the team that everyone is projecting to just annihilate the rest of the league. But if that's the case, fine, I'm not. But I sure as hell will acknowledge when you are losing to the team that is projected to finish second to last in our division, who isn't a very good team. They have, Mackenzie Gore. They put, he did his job against you yesterday. Mackenzie Gore facing the Dodgers yesterday had 7 strikeouts, allowed 5 hits and 2 earned runs against that lineup. Dustin May is still kind of figuring it out, I think, from coming back from injury. But today, that was yesterday. Sorry. But today, I mean, they were facing, I don't even know who, Brad Lord. Yeah. Went 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits. They're throwing a bullpen game, and the Dodgers have 3 hits in the 6th. So, yeah. People in LA, I think, are going to start to worry a little bit. Sean, I don't want to get you off topic, but did you see what I posted in the Phillies fan group and what that lady said about being negative? No, I did not. I did not see that. Let me keep talking, and I'll look at it while I'm talking. But so I think I'm not saying Dodgers fans are going to lose their mind. It's definitely something that should be talked about because this team is a lot better than that. The Dodgers are a lot better than that. I'm not going to deny that. They are. There's no other way to put it. The Dodgers are a hell of a lot better than that to be getting crushed by the Nationals right now. Not that we have any room to talk because we got scored 1 run against them too. But they're on the verge of losing back-to-back series. And hello, Mother. The Dodgers are on the verge of losing back-to-back series against the NL East. And Phillies, knock on wood, have not lost a series yet. And I'm not believing that I will jinx that because I won't. I have faith. So let me look at what Donna is talking about right now. Apologies, because apparently she posted, "Come on, Jose," and she was like, "The season just started. Give Jose a break." All right. Well, let's I don't know. I got nothing. I just, I've said the same thing to people, but for much better, or excuse me, much worse comments. Like the whole entire WIP station saying that they're done with Bohm, and I'm like, man, the ratings must be slipping if you're done with Bohm. And I get it. It is incredibly frustrating. 9 games, 10 games now because he's aggravating people today too. He at least has a hit, but it's nitpicking some things that I'm just like, come on now. Like his body language. And I'm like, this is the same radio station that bashed Jalen Hurts, that bashed AJ Brown for body language and showing no emotion, then showing too much emotion, then AJ Brown reading a book. I don't give a shit. If you want to sit there and do cartwheels by yourself on the sideline or in the dugout, I don't care. If you're performing, do what you want. You could sit there and give me the finger all day long if you are hitting 280, 290, if you're throwing 30 touchdowns, if you're scoring 15 touchdowns. I don't care. Don't smile. You're not hurting my feelings. Like, I would love to know when people got this soft. And Donna, I'm not speaking about you. I'm just sitting there saying, oh, come on. Like, I'm all for positivity. I really am. I'm also, and you and anybody else is allowed to just be like, come on, man. Like, perfect example is Johan Rojas. I saw people literally saying because of the ball that bounced in front of him. It didn't bounce and go to him. It didn't to the side. It bounced in front of him. And I saw people saying, oh, Rojas needs to call him off. No, the center fielder runs the outfield. He's faster and a better defender from what the only reason I've been told that he's here. And he just stopped. And there was it almost seemed like 2-3 seconds where both of them could have caught the ball. And Sosa's looking at Rojas, and Rojas just sees it bounce, and that's it. So I don't want to hear the some people saying that it was somehow Sosa's fault. That makes 0 sense to me. Anyway, sorry to get off topic. For the West, I feel like I thought it was going to be Padres and Dodgers, and Diamondbacks kind of trailing close. Again, beginning of the season, so many different things could happen. But the Central, I think I picked the Cubs to win the division. Cubs are doing great right now. Top to bottom, really. Dansby Swanson's already having a great year. I'm glad I drafted him on my fantasy team. He's been hitting the home run ball for me, so that's helpful. And then you get to us, where we're in first place, currently leading. The Braves have been struggling immensely, and it's I can joke about it. I have joked about it. I have made fun of them. I have busted their chops or whatever. I am also of the realistic sense that the Braves will get in an insane groove. I believe that they will. Whether they will is completely different, because I know there was a stat. There was like any team that started 0-7 didn't make the playoffs. Granted, it's a completely different era. There is, that team is too good. However, it's not like they play the NL East only. They play divisions that are good top to bottom. I mean, the East, you have 5 teams that can beat them. The Central, you have the Tigers, Royals, and Guardians probably can beat them with their pitching and offense. With the West, the Rangers, and I mean, the Astros, it's baseball. Anything can happen. The West, anybody can beat them. The Central, I believe 2-3 teams can beat them. I think the Reds are going to kind of come on stronger. They're going to pick it up. But it's us in first place. It looks so good. The Mets are half a game behind us. They're winning right now, I believe, or they did win. I believe they were losing early and then they came back. I believe, they won 10-5 against the Marlins. The Guardians won 1-0 against the White Sox, and Detroit, like I said, won 5-0 today. So I mean, currently, like I said, Cardinals are beating the Pirates. Blue Jays are beating the Red Sox. The Angels are beating the Rays, and the Cubs are tied 3-3 with the Rangers. Baseball is such a great sport because really it doesn't matter, like, if you're favored or not. Anything can really happen. Like, anything can happen. I remember, like, recently betting on the Dodgers while they were down 3-0, and it still wasn't like they were still favored to win the game, down 3-0. Sometimes the game's over by then, that early. So it's funny to see. I believe the Phillies have played mostly to a caliber where they deserve to be in first place. They have not lost a series yet. They have fought in each series. Granted, again, the first 2 teams they played, the Rockies have 2 wins and the Nationals have 4. They're both bottom teams, but really, like, again, anything can happen. So, they're games they should have won, which always seems to be a problem. Like, you shouldn't have lost 1 game against the Rockies. You really shouldn't have. So, and Donna says, I'm the one that was scared that Jose let a runner score on bases loaded, and it was a scary situation with only 3 runs. They told me I overreacted. All I said was, come on. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop by it. Well, I agree, and you shouldn't, but it's just like, why are you not allowed to voice your opinion? If you say, come on, it's not like I've seen some people who are just like, trade the team. Like, it's just like, come on. Like, you can voice your frustration. People need to relax. So the second thing I wanted to get into was the fact that our pitching, Kyle Schwarber with a solo home run. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but every single time, since, this is how long I've been doing it. Since Rhys Hoskins came up. So we're talking 17, 18. I have been every single time Rhys Hoskins hit a home run, because if everyone remembers, like, he went on an insane tear when he came up hitting home runs. Every single time he hit a home run, I would post on Facebook, Rhys friggin' Hoskins. And every time he hit he would hit a grand slam. Well, it spread to everybody. The next year I did it for everybody. So now we're getting into like years 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, that I've been doing this now for each player. And when they hit a grand slam, I say player effing, last name, Like for Kyle, I just put Kyle friggin' Schwarbaum, and I always think like maybe I'll stop it this year, maybe I'll stop it this year. And then when I do it once to start the year, I get multiple messages or comments saying I've been waiting for this all winter, and I'm like, okay, so I can't stop it. I just can't. And Bohm is going off the deep end. Yeah. I don't know what. I wonder if you can send Bohm down. Be like, dude, go relax, go down there, go figure it out, go take a Xanax. Do something because I don't know if he's trying too hard, if it's the new girlfriend is really hot. I don't know what to say. So one of the, if not the main reason that we are so damn good right now is specifically this. Now, ignore, but I'll get to Nola. So Zach Wheeler right now is 1-0, and this again is not counting this game. Is 1-0 with a 1.38 ERA, 18 strikeouts in 13 innings pitched. And yes, as always, you can follow us on Tired Sports or Sorry in Advance or on schedule. And I think if I remember correctly, they're live like Monday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So there's plenty of other shows you could always watch. Anyway, so Zach Wheeler, 1-0, 1.38 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 13 innings pitched. Now, this game already, Zach Wheeler has, and it just went off my screen. I apologize. So 4 innings, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts. So he's your number one. He pitches like it. He keeps, especially a team like the Braves, because even without Acuna, they're still a very good team. I mean, when you have Olsen, Albies, Ozuna, Harris, Riley, that's a team. And the only reason that they have 3 runs is because of the error and then the home run by Murphy. That's literally the 3 runs. So it's literally off of an error. That's what I wanted to look at. So he has 3 earned runs. Yeah, I think that should change. Anyway, so, and the Phillies just knocked out Chris Sale, your Cy Young winner last year. And Sundays, yes. Derek and Dustin do Sundays sometimes. The other person who I believe that these are beginning of the season inflated stats. Chris Sanchez definitely should have. I'm glad he doesn't have a loss. He should have a win. And Nola is just being Nola right now. That's the best I can say. This is literally a 4.09 ERA is not where he should be. It is literally because of the last game against the Dodgers. That is a very inflated ERA to what he's going to be if he keeps pitching this way. And he just doesn't face Teoscar Hernandez anymore because Teoscar Hernandez obviously just has his number. What do you have? 2 home runs and a double off of him. It's just, I don't even know if he had the double off of him if that was later in the game. Nola, 0-2 with a 6.35 ERA, 10 strikeouts, and 11 innings pitched. That is just, he's giving up his home run. I've already accepted when he pitches and I'm like, I'm going to see a home run ball. Fine. It's the second or third one that I'm like, all right, come on. Like, keep the ball in the yard. Other than that, it's cold. When it starts warming up, I think he will be better. He always pitches better in the heat. So Nola will come down. So, and Sanchez is only going to get better. I know Sanchez put on like 15, 20 pounds. I don't know if they said a straight muscle, but like that's a lot to put on over a few months. But 15, 20 pounds because he was just exhausted by the end of this year. So he buffed up a little bit this year. And then what I love to see is the fact that Luzardo is 2-0 with a 1.50 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 12 innings. I could not have predicted a better start or picked, excuse me. No, I guess I'd say predict. I didn't predict. I could not have wished for a better start. He has been so good. And it's so good to watch because he's just like, even against the Dodgers, that game, like he made them look silly. He just mowed them down so easily, it looked like. I mean, he still gave up, 2 runs, I think? But it's just like he wasn't getting frazzled. He just stayed with it. He was hitting his spots. His sweeper or slurve or whatever the hell it is that he picked up is so good. His fastball is still 95, 96, 97 up there. I think he was reaching, I know Sanchez was reaching 98, but like Luzardo was just, he's hitting his spots. He's hitting corners. He's hitting top, bottom, anything. He's getting swings and misses. He's getting looking. He's getting everything. I mean, I know I said in the beginning of the year when we did a show, I just was like, I was thinking like, man, this could be the trade of the offseason, not just for the Phillies, but like importance wise, it could be the trade of the offseason in baseball because you got a top tier pitcher, someone who could be a number one. You got him for 2 minor leaguers to come in. He's been your number 2 for pitching schedule. But I mean, he's been a number 2. He's looked and pitched like a number 2. He's been so good. It's so good to see. It really is. That this is working out. And I hope it stays that way, obviously. But the pitching staff is really just the one of the biggest reasons why we are where we're at. And I'll get a little bit more in depth of that in a little bit. Now, as a joke, in Taijuan Walker's one start, he went 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, didn't let up any runs. And is undefeated. So I put that as a is he your Cy Young sleeper? So we will see. And to look at our stats so far, in offense, we are middle of the pack in the biggest offensive categories. We are, and my mom says I can't even joke about Walker. I can. Me and Ryan were. My brother Ryan. So the Phillies have 45 runs. 7th in the NL. 79 hits. 7th in the NL. 10 home runs. 8th in the NL. 8th in the NL. I wasn't doing 8, in the MLB because it doesn't make sense to do that right now. He was what really, and it was the story of the spring. I feel like was that they're 3rd in baseball or in the NL in walks with 43. Now, 10 home runs compared to 43 walks and 79 hits and 45 runs. And 68 strikeouts. We're 14th. So our walks are up. Our strikeouts are, by the way, and this is through 15 teams because there's 15 teams in each league. So we're last. We have the second to last lowest strikeout total. That is fantastic for this team. Excuse me. Compared to where we've all seen this team be when it comes to walks and strikeouts, it's chasing. Their chase rate is, I think, ridiculously lower than it was last year. It's not even comparable. But then you look across to the pitching, and the pitching is combined. Now this is all pitching. 3.22 ERA. We're 6th in the NL. We've only allowed 65 hits. That's tied for 1st. 29 runs allowed. We're 3rd. 13 home runs allowed. We're 12th. So 12th in a good way. Like in comparison to how many home runs we've allowed. I was trying to figure out how to do this, but I tried to remember how to explain it to where, like, okay, we're 3rd, that's good, and then 12th, that doesn't sound good. No, 12th in home runs allowed is good. And then 100 Ks, we are 3rd. And then 23 walks, we're tied for 1st, which in this situation is good because we have allowed the fewest walks by pitchers. You wouldn't know it sometimes after watching Phillies games and getting ridiculously aggravated. Especially because, like, sometimes the struggles that you can see. But you can see that, like, let's see. I mean, if you really want to put it, we are tops or a bet in the top tier of everything that we are in what you need to be. Like, that's a winning team that is literally dominating everything. Granted, this is the Nationals. Rockies, and then now the Dodgers we just beat, and now we are beating the Braves 5-3 going into the bottom of the fifth. It's all signs are pointing in the right direction, pitching and offensively. One thing that was kind of surprising to me is that I saw some comments about the Dodger series where it was just like some people were just like, was Bryce Harper non-existent? Like what people saw from that series. I think the best game was, or one of not the best game, the most entertaining one obviously was, and aggravating was, Phillies were up by 4 in the last game, went down, and then came back. It just showed that, like, and then it's against, Kirby Yates, who has been in the league for forever. Granted, he's like 37, 38 years old, but he's still a top reliever, a very, very, very good reliever. The team just had fight in them. They just figured it out. It was with blue hits that the Phillies never get, but everyone seems to get against the Phillies. It really was just great defense. Pitching came through at the right moments. I will say Jordan Romano needs to figure it out. I'm glad. I liked his interview after where he's just like, I don't know what it is. Like, I got to figure it out. Like, I'm fine with him owning it. If you own it in this city, like, fine. I may be incredibly frustrated with him. I wanted that signing to work out. I really do, because he can be a great reliever. He's shown he's a great reliever. But coming off an injury year last year, I mean, maybe it's just things weren't right, but maybe it's because it's cold. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's the mound. Sometimes people just have trouble figuring that stuff out. But I think I hope he figures it out. I think he will. I think the only thing I wanted to say really to end this was there was a quote from Castellanos that I saw after they won the series against the Dodgers that I absolutely loved, which was, he said, just because we passed the test doesn't necessarily mean we accomplished anything. I think I love that because he's the one that, like, people can get frustrated with, which is fine. I get frustrated with him because I get aggravated with his plate approach. I get aggravated with his swings when he's chasing, all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you what, I am perfectly fine with him speaking his mind. God forbid, maybe, some radio stations around here will have a problem with him having too much emotion. Seems to be the common theme that you just, I don't like his attitude, blah, blah, blah. Really? Well, we need more attitude. We need less attitude. Well, it's too much. It's not enough. Anyway, I won't go on that rant again. But I am perfectly fine with him speaking his mind, especially like it's putting the Phillies out there. It's commenting, making comments like that to just be like, yeah, we beat the Dodgers. We're 9 games in. What do we do? Do we like? And it gives me like the Kobe mentality where, like, when I don't know if everybody's seen this, but it's one interview that he did, like, and they're asking him about, like, being up in the playoffs and everything like that. And is he excited? And he's like, for what? Job's not done. I'm like, you have to keep that all year. And I think Castellanos always does. People don't like his personality sometimes. People do, but I'm all for it. Call the team out. Do what you need to do. Be the face if you have to. I don't care. I mean, we know who the real face is. It's Harper. But, I mean, make the comments you need to make. I don't care. And with that being said, I think that is all I had for tonight. Mom, Donna, thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. And Derek, I think I saw you on there to come and post here. But thank you very much for hanging out. And I believe we will be back next Tuesday. Actually, before we do that, I'm sorry. Predictions for the rest of the series. So today, I apologize. We had Wheeler versus Chris Sale. Well, Chris Sale kind of sailing away. Oh, he's gone. So there you go. He has, I think this is up to date too, 6.75 ERA. So tomorrow it is going to be, if I think correctly, it should be Luzardo, if they're still lining that up correctly. That was Taijuan Walker against Grant Holmes. So our Cy Young caliber pitcher is going against Grant Holmes, who has a 7.20 ERA and 5 strikeouts. That just sounds like a game that the Phillies will struggle in, and that's not me trying to be negative. It's just being a Phillies fan and seeing what they've done. Phillies should win. And then Thursday, excuse me, I apologize, is Luzardo against Spencer Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach is 1-0 with a 14 strikeouts against our Jesus Luzardo, who's 2-0 with a 150 ERA, 19 strikeouts. That's going to be a really good game. I still think if I'm going to make a prediction, Phillies sweep the Braves. And then this weekend, the Phillies have Aaron Nola against Andre Palante against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are actually doing pretty good. Nolan Arenado is on a ridiculous streak right now. I think he's had a hit in every single game so far. So he is off to a terrific start. It's in St. Louis. And then Saturday, Phillies play at 2:15. Christopher Sanchez against Miles Mikolas. Mikolas has definitely been struggling. Again, I believe Sanchez's 4.09 ERA is very inflated. He has a good game where he only gives up 2 runs or something like that. That'll come down. That'll drop by another run this early in the season. Mikolas, if you can get on him early, that's it. I mean, his last start, he only went like 2 or 3 innings. I think in 2 innings, got 3 strikeouts, and he was down like 7, 8, 9, nothing. I only know because I took him for 4 strikeouts, and he got 3. So that's the only reason I know that. And then the Sunday matinee at 2:15 is Zach Wheeler against TBD. I don't know how TBD does, but to me, again, how do I not pick the Phillies to just sweep the next, finishing today, if they win today, sweeping the next 6 games? It's very hard to look at, that and not predict that. I think the Phillies are good enough to do it. The Phillies can do it. Their biggest test, I think, today is this series right now. It's a division opponent. You have the Braves down in the division. It's we already had the early test. I think that's the thing, is we already had the early test with the Dodgers. You showed you can play and beat the best, and go down and come back. And my mother says they got to show up, and 100% is exactly what I'm saying. Is they have to show up. They can beat anybody. They've shown that. They took this series against the best team in baseball, and the power rankings still have the Dodgers number 1, which they are. Even if the Phillies beating them, to me, they're number 1, top to bottom. They're number 1. But that doesn't mean anything. How often does the best team in any sport win the championship? That's rare. But the Cardinals have a good lineup. I can't take anything away from them. Like they have a good lineup. So we will see. Other than that, that was all I had, and I'm glad I didn't start Matt Olson or Marcelo Zuna tonight, because it's not where it's what it needs to be. So anyway, Mom, thank you always for hanging out. Donna, you too. Thank you always for hanging out. You always hop on, and I really appreciate it. It's always very much appreciated. Phillies will be, let's see what they're 7-2 now. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13-2, baby. 13-2 after Sunday afternoon. All right. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week, maybe. And go Phils. See you.